Hey, in today's video, we're going to look at some of the common gear buying mistakes that beginner photographers make. And this is predominantly aimed at those who want to turn it into a profession, but I think they're pretty universal. Now, as I work as a commercial photographer, but I also work as an educator, so I kind of see what beginners are doing, and I also see what we're doing in the working world. And the first thing which I see a lot of with beginners is buying multiple brands of equipment. So they might have a Canon system and a Nikon system. They might have a Sony system and a few, whatever it may be. They will have multiple brands. This is a really inefficient way to procure gear as a commercial photographer. And it also doesn't really allow for much. There's times when you might go, do you know what? My 35mm setup is Canon and my medium format setup, that's Phase 1. That makes sense. But having a Phase 1 and a Hasselblad makes no sense. Having a Canon and a Nikon also makes no sense. Pick a brand and just invest in that one brand. They're all pretty much as good as each other. Go for whatever you like. Now, following on from that is having mismatched camera bodies. This here, let me just grab it. This is my Canon 5 DSR. I have many of these. All my bread and butter shooting cameras are the same camera body. We don't have a 5D Mark IV, a 5D Mark III, a 5 DSR. We just have the same because when you're shooting, if your camera goes down, you need to be able to pick up the next body, pop it on, and the images look exactly the same. Not try and grade it to get it as close as possible because the sensors are different. Exactly the same, which is why you need multiples of identical cameras. It is boring as sin to buy 3 matching cameras, but you'll thank me for it later when something goes wrong. Now, this is something I fell victim to, and this is trying to buy every focal length or have every focal length covered. So when I started out, I had the 17 to 40, 24 to 70, 70 to 200. I was like, yes, I've got it all covered. We're good to go. Whatever it is, I've got that focal length. But that's a lot of millimeters between 17 and 200. You probably don't need them. Nowadays, all of my commercial work is shot on a 50 or a 90mm lens. They're very good lenses. I know them inside out. I know exactly what it's going to look like. I know exactly what the aperture is going to do to the lens, how the image will perform. It's nice and simple. Don't try and cover every base. As a photographer who's going to be a professional, you only need the lenses to do the tasks you need to do. Chances are you don't need both an 85 and 100mm lens. They're so similar. Do you really need that difference? Do you really need a 24 and a 28? Probably not. They're pretty similar. A 50 and a 40? Just pick one. Save yourself the money because that is a smart business thing to do, and only buy the focal lengths for the lenses that you need. Anyway, I hope those tips helped you out in making your next purchase. Try not to overthink about purchasing cameras. It seems like a big commitment at the time, but honestly, 2 years down the line, you'll wonder what all the stress was about. Go with whatever you feel comfortable with. And most importantly, what you can afford to replace. If buying a certain camera is literally emptying your bank account, you cannot afford that camera for your business. Buy something that if you drop it and smash it, you can go and pick up another one straight away. Because if you do want to be a commercial photographer, that is the way the business works. You can't go, well, I dropped my big expensive camera, can't afford another one for now. You need to be able to just walk into the shop and procure it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. See you soon. Bye-bye.